Well, I done drove on Martin Luther King from Adamsville, like a part of Atlanta, and I done drove. This is like I done been to a lot of cities that had a lot of Martin Luther Kings, and this has got to be the longest Martin Luther King. Like Bobby Hemmett said, this is the longest Martin Luther King probably in the country. It goes from Adamsville, a part of section of Atlanta, and it'll lead you into a cemetery. Like you said, I'm like, I gotta see this for myself. So I done drove damn near like 5 or 6 miles on MLK, Martin Luther King Drive. You know what I mean? And you know, like Bobby was saying, like if you're doing some bidding for the enemy or whatever, and doing what they need you to do, they'll have your name in high regard. This is the South, the Bible Belt, where I'm at. So the crazy thing is, and I got here, I drove like 5 miles on Martin Luther King throughout the bad parts of the city and all of that. Shit real. I'm spitting, I don't give a fuck. I'm driving through it. This is a park, you know what I mean? Cemetery right here is a park. This is Oakland Cemetery. Oakland Cemetery. Martin Luther King, this is the street that we're crossing Oakland and going into Martin Luther King. I did the short version. I didn't drive I didn't record while I was driving. You know what I'm saying? See, got the cameras out here. Ain't nobody out here messing around. All right. In 1850, the city of Atlanta established a public cemetery on this ridge overlooking downtown, originally known as Atlanta or City Cemetery. The name Oakland was adopted in 1872 because of its many oaks. It was the principal burial ground of Atlanta residents, travelers, and paupers. The cemetery contains separate African American and Jewish burial sections, as well as distinct areas for Confederate and Union soldiers. Let's read that again. The cemetery contains separate African American and Jewish burial sections, as well as distinct areas for Confederate and Union soldiers. This 48-acre cemetery is the burial site of several Georgia governors, more than 20 Atlanta mayors, and 5 Confederate generals. Arthur Margaret Mitchell and golfer Bobby Jones are also buried here. Developed in the style of the rural cemetery movement, Oakland is an example of the Victorian interest in funerary art and English landscape aesthetics. Erected by the Georgia Historical Society, the Garden Club of Georgia, Dogwood District, and Historic Oakland Foundation. Well, damn. Let's walk around and see what's in here. And we already read what was in here. Established in 1850. Porter King Mayor, Cemetery Committee, J.G. Woodward, Inman, H. Inman, and M.L. Tolbert. Let's walk around. As we see, we do have a compass, square and compass from the back. Reuben Hayes and Judith, that's him and his wife. I think that's something. Just walking around, man. Man, I had to come out here and see this for myself. That's crazy. The street with his name on it, the largest Martin Luther King street I've ever seen in my life. And I've been in a lot of cities that had them. Detroit, Dallas, a lot of different cities, you know. Houston, where I'm from, and all that, where I was born at. I ain't never seen no Martin Luther King this damn big. You know, I guess because he had his church here, you know, they had to, you know, venerate his name somehow. Say he's doing the work for us, so you're gonna always keep his name alive. And today is Sunday, and so it is fitting that I did come out here on Sunday. And today is the last, well, the 30th. Tomorrow's the last day of the so-called year. Oh, man. Oh, I gotta get close for this one. Somebody named Kuntz. Sound like a Jewish name. They did say it's a Jewish and so-called African Americans, so-called Jews and so-called African Americans in this cemetery, Confederate, you know, in Union. So I want to see this. Let me see. You see something I see something very, something I've always seen all the time. Right here. Now you see this. You'll see this in Kemet, or some people like to say Egypt. You see this right here. You see right here the winged sun disk with the two vipers coming from the top. The winged sun disk. You see, you have these on the in Kemet too. Also, these plants here. It's like north, south, east, and west when you see those most cases. If I see something that, you know what I mean, that stands out to me, you know what I'm saying? I see an obelisk, of course, erected. It's supposed to be as like a star, you know. Another obelisk. Like they're saying they live on forever after they die. But oh my goodness. This is crazy. Look how far this goes. This is like a elaborate cemetery. I've never seen no cemetery this big. In my 34 years, motherfuckers is like, oh, this is amazing. I just had to see it for myself. Damn, I gotta go to the restroom. I've been peeing and drinking water and shit. Like I do got some drink on me. I might spit some before I go out. Oh my goodness, look at that. If I die, I couldn't choose a better location. When the slugs penetrate, you feel a burning sensation, getting close to the raw in a tight situation. Now, take these words home and think it through. For the next rhyme I write might be about you. This drive. This is crazy. I wonder which section is which section. Oh, they got the signs out so you can be able to see them. I guess people never seen a dead man walking before. That's me. We go back and forth. You can see what I'm seeing. And these motherfuckers right here following me now and shit. I walk past and they see a dead man walking. Every time I go somewhere, I went to the Etowah Indian Mounds. Two motherfuckers is right there. I go to the Georgia Guidestones. Two motherfuckers is right there. It's like agents everywhere, like Agent Smith and shit, like from Matrix and shit. I'm telling you, these fucking motherfucking walk-ins be everywhere for some reason. I don't know why. And they always be asking me motherfucking questions. I was at the Guidestones. Motherfuckers like, what do you think they mean? I'm like, well, I know what they mean. I'm not gonna tell you. I mean, it's up to you to do the legwork. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm out in the middle of nowhere. It's dark as shit. 8 o'clock at night. I got my machete on me. You know what I'm saying? If it jump off, your head coming off. You don't know I got it, but I got it on my leg. And I'm like looking at him like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, he's like, ask me, what does it mean? Your head going. Man, it's crazy. Leg going too. What the hell? Anyway, he was like asking me, like, what do you think it means? I know what it means. He said, what do you think the world's gonna end? And he said, well, what? I said, you just like he asked me, or it's gonna live, if it's gonna last forever. And I'm like, that sounds like an Asian question in my mind. So I was like, let me be discreet as possible. So I was like, well, you just answer. So he had two parts of the answer, two answers in a question. So I was like, how do I undertake this? So I was like, well, you just answered your question inside. You just answered your question in your question. And he looked at me. It was, mind you, it was two white guys and like two hoods. They had two hoods on, both of them did, and it wasn't really that cold outside. And he's like, so he looked at me like, you're not gonna tell me? And I'm like, no, fuck you, man. I was like, I have to do leg work. Shit, just like I did the leg work, you gotta do it. And I wouldn't tell him anything anyway. I'm just trying to be nice because I'm out there in the middle of nowhere. I ain't gotta kill nobody if I ain't need to. So your tongue is a sword too. You can use that. Using your mind is your biggest weapon. So you don't have to go to your weapon. But anyway, I never told him. And then the rest of the night, I did libations out there at the Georgia Guidestones. That motherfucker was heated. They was looking like, looking all mad. There go another obelisk. Well, you always gonna see an obelisk at a grave site. You always gonna see him. But yeah, and then they was looking mad. He got in his car. His I don't know if they was, I don't give a fuck if they was gay or what. They was just two dudes out there just talking out there in the middle of nowhere. One dude's on the phone, hiding in the dark, and the other one getting in the car and moves his vehicle so I can't see it. So I'm still like, in my mind, I'm like, fuck. It's like, this is the country. It's middle of the country. And dude's like, move his vehicle. I'm like, I couldn't see his vehicle, but I saw it, but it was dark. The light would come on, blink on every 3 minutes damn near, while I'm still doing my libations. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going through like 280 names. I don't know exactly how many I have, but I got like a lot of them. And I'm going through it still. I'm like, fuck it. I got Necronomicon or Cometian or a lot of energy. Peace. Thank you. And I'm like, a lot of different names, Enochian, you know what I'm saying? I'm just naming them, and I'm going through it. Motherfucker, I can tell they hate it. And I can tell, because one dude came to me and one didn't. And he's like, what do you ask him? What do you think? And they couldn't figure it out. It was Sumerian, it was Egyptian, a lot like Cometian, a lot of different writing that was up there, a lot of different Arabic, all of that, Hebrew, all kind of writing up there in English. And they just couldn't understand it. And like, it ain't for you to understand because you just a custodian. You just held the information for us. Fucking dummy. And I'm like, and this is it. But it goes more to the right, to the east and west of it. But I'm just gonna, get ready to go to the restroom soon. I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying, but still might. But anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to show y'all this. Peace. This is a part of my journey and part of my journey in life. I never thought I would be out here doing stuff like this. I've been around different parts of the country, but seen a lot of different great stuff, especially in Georgia. So, unexpected things. All right, peace.